So this Saturday, league action returns for Luton. We play Plymouth at home. In today's video, what I'm going to be doing is looking at the next 5 league games for Luton and talk about how many points I think we can get from each of our next 5 games. Before I go into detail, smash that like button for me. Let me know how many points you think we can get over the next 5 games down in the video comments. And if you're new to my channel, hit that sub button. I'm trying to hit 6k subs before the end of the year. So the next 5 league games for Luton is Plymouth at home, Lincoln away, Doncaster at home, Blackpool away and Stevenage away. And looking at those 5 league games, it's getting more difficult. Luton, we've had our little welcome back to League One. We've played against teams that I think will finish bottom half of the league, like your AFC Wimbledons, your Peterboroughs, your Burtons, for example. But we've also played against a top side in Cardiff. And at this moment in time, every time we've come up against a team that has something about them, we have basically failed, like your Cardiffs, like your Bradfords. We've had our 6 games, and if we don't click now, I don't know how long it's going to take. 14 new players were brought in. It's now time to get used to each other and start finding the right combinations all over the pitch to gain as many points as possible. Right now, we are averaging 2 points per game, so we need to average 10 points over the next 5 league games. That means 3 wins and 1 draw. I do think that is doable over these 5 games. Now, the teams which we are playing against, I do think some are in a false position. I don't see them finishing where they currently are in the league, but right now, some teams have started the season well, some teams haven't. And one of those teams is the team which we're playing on Saturday at home, and that is Plymouth. I don't see them being a bottom half League One side. False position for me. I don't know what it is about Plymouth, and that's why they've started the season off not well. I feel like maybe they should have brought in certain players before the window closed, before the season started, to give them the best chance of having a much more positive start to the season. But I think it's fair to say there's still plenty of work to be done if they are going to be flirting with those playoffs this year. I've changed my mind on them. I don't think they are going to be competing for those playoffs. I think they're going to be just outside them. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing for Plymouth. I think they just need a year of no drama, basically. But right now, they've not started the season off well. But despite saying that, they have won a massive game over the weekend. Last weekend, in fact, they beat Stockport County 4-2. Good home win. They've also played Blackpool recently and got the 3 points there. So they are getting the odd win recently, but then away from home is a problem because they did get beat 4-0 by Cardiff. So they've lost 3 games away from home all season. Hopefully it'll be 4 on the weekend. If we're going to look out for a player in this match on Saturday, Brendan Galloway, former Luton player, I think has started the season off quite well. In terms of Plymouth's strengths, they're quite good at stealing the ball back, attacking and defending set pieces. They create loads of chances from distance, so watch out for giving them space because they will have a lot of long shots. In terms of weaknesses, they make lots of individual errors, which I think we can take full advantage of. Not being able to stop opponents from creating chances, exposed on the counter, and they also don't take their chances as well. So I feel like in this game against Plymouth, it will be a bit open. I feel like they are going to come to our ground and still try and get something. They're not going to have the mentality of what other clubs have, and that's put 11 players behind the ball. I don't see Plymouth doing that yet. I think maybe as the season goes on, they might change their thought processes behind that. But honestly, I think they will come to Luton to try and win 3 points due to how poorly they've started the season. But I feel like the game will be a little bit open. There will be space for Luton to take full advantage of. And as Plymouth are not fully at their very best, I think we can win at home here. I think we are slowly starting to get things right. If we beat Plymouth on Saturday, that would be 3 wins in a row in all competitions. And that would give us lots of confidence going into our away game against Lincoln. Now, Lincoln, for me, they are going about their business quite well. They've got a good blend of experience and young players. So they've got former Luton players in Sonny Bradley and James Collins. Collins is the one that's starting to build some form. He's already got a couple of goals recently. They've got young players that have plenty of potential like Towler, Daper, Street, Fawn. They're unbeaten at home. They've played 2 wins and 2 draws. I feel like playing against Lincoln, we can take full advantage of them not really clicking at the back. At the moment, when I look at the games they've played so far, they've conceded a lot of chances, even in the games where they've kept clean sheets. At the moment, the game plan for Lincoln, when they are ahead in a game, they're not the best. They are quite weak. They haven't figured out how to be much tighter when they are holding on to a lead. So again, just like Plymouth, I feel like there's plenty of opportunities for Luton to create chances. So I feel like that's something which we need to take full advantage of. Set pieces as well, they're very weak on. So again, that's another area which we can take advantage. And they also give away stupid fouls in silly areas. So when you've got wide players like what we have in Kadir, Ali, Morris, you can take full advantage of that, win plenty of fouls, whether that's in or out of the penalty box. I just feel like in the game against Lincoln, if we can go one-on-one with their defenders, I feel like with our pace, we can really hurt them. The likes of Sonny Bradley, we all know he isn't the quickest. We all know he's towards the end of his career, and he won't like a winger going at him one-on-one. So I feel like if we can isolate their defenders as much as possible, go 1v1 against them, we can take full advantage and also get the 3 points there. Our third game out of the next 5 is Doncaster at home. And if you asked me at the start of the season what I thought would be deemed as an easy win, Donny at home would most likely be one of the games that I would say. But the momentum from winning promotion from League 2, they've taken it into League 1 and they've done very well, getting good wins. Even when they've lost a game, they've bounced back. They played against Huddersfield recently, and although they lost that game, in the first half, they had plenty of chances. And if they took their chances, it could have been a different game. Huddersfield definitely weren't good in the first 45 minutes, but then it obviously reacted for the second. I guess what goes in our favour when we play against Doncaster is they do play Tottenham in the League Cup in the same week. So I feel like that will come in handy. Their eyes would be a lot more on that game. They would put a lot more effort in, and that game could, require a lot more energy, a lot more effort in terms of performance. And maybe they're not going to be as sharp when they play against us. They might have a little hangover when they play against us. So that's something which I hope we take full advantage of. They still got Billy Sharp up top, experienced striker throughout the EFL, still scoring goals at his age. And I'm sure he could teach our defence a few lessons for sure. From the evidence of this season, there aren't any real weaknesses in Donny's game at the moment. I can't see where we could properly target, because they're quite good at most things. There isn't a clear weakness. But what they are good at is defending against set pieces. They are clinical when they do get their chances, and they do win the ball back quickly. However, I do expect Luton to win every home game. So we need to make our home ground a fortress and get as many points as possible. So this is also another game where I think we could win. Now, this is where I think a problem might happen, and that is Blackpool away on a Tuesday night. An awful time to play Blackpool, because I wanted it on a Saturday, but due to the international call-ups, we're playing Blackpool midweek. Now, as I'm recording this video, Blackpool have not clicked. But by the time we play them, they might gain some confidence. They might gain a few wins. So my prediction for this game will basically determine how well Blackpool are doing when we eventually play them. At the moment, in defence, they haven't got the right balance. They haven't been clicking all over the pitch. They haven't got the right combinations. And because of that, it's just not working. It was a bit like us in certain games, which we've seen so far this season. Blackpool especially, though, it's happening a lot more, but they're also not getting the results to back it up. Whereas Luton, we were getting the results despite not actually performing at our very best. They make quite a lot of mistakes at the back. And I think what Blackpool have is they've got a defender personnel issue. They don't know what the right defence is for certain games. And that's what Steve Bruce, the experienced manager, needs to figure out doing. But overall, Blackpool, they haven't started well. Another team, I think, are in a false position. They're weak at set pieces. Their game plan isn't really the best when they do go ahead. And they do find it hard to keep possession of the ball. This is a game where I could see Luton winning. But depending on how the form goes from now until then, it could easily be a draw. It could easily be a loss. Especially on a Tuesday night, it's not a great time to go to Blackpool. So I do worry because Blackpool's home form is going to be absolutely crucial if they do want to get those playoff positions, and I do see them eventually improving. But whether or not they're going to click by the time we play them, I do not know. And the last game which we have out of the 5 is Stevenage away. League One's dark horses at this moment in time. Last season they done okay, they had quite good, strong defensive foundations, but they just lacked goals. And pretty much like Wigan basically, but this year they seem to improve that, exactly like what Wigan have done. So far they are scoring goals. They got Reed up top, who is someone you've got to keep quiet. He's already got 5 goals this season. If you look at the results they've had so far this season, they've only lost to Huddersfield, and Huddersfield for me are top side, so to only lose to Huddersfield is pretty good going. They've won majority of their other games. Against Stevenage throughout the years, they've always been close games. We always sell out our away end. The atmosphere is normally good because both teams are so close together. For me, it's not a derby. It's just like a local rivalry because one team plays in Hertfordshire, the other plays in Bedfordshire. Apart from that, it's nothing more. But it's always close. There's always a bit of tension in the air. And these games are normally quite close games. There's not really much in it. But Stevenage, they definitely have been a lot better compared to last year. And if they carry on the way they're performing, they're going to cause us plenty of problems. So this game could easily be a draw, in my opinion. Their strengths, they're great in the air. They're good at defending set pieces. They're very good at taking their chances. They're very good at coming back from losing positions. And when they do go in front, they're very good at protecting the lead. So yeah, this game for me could be very tight. Really hard to pick how this game is basically going to go. I feel like the closer we get to this game, the easier it would be to predict it because of the form. So those are the 5 games which Luton have coming up. I honestly think 10 points is doable. I do think we could win at home against Plymouth, away against Lincoln, at home against Doncaster, despite the form on some teams. And then depending on how certain teams are playing by the time we play against them, will determine if we could get even more points, in my opinion. But now, Luton, Matt Bloomfield, you've got your squad. You've got your 14 new players. It's now time to click, time to score goals, time to create chances, keep clean sheets, and win games of football. If we're going to go on an unbeaten run, we need to start doing it very soon and build lots of momentum and take it throughout the league. So yeah, those are my overall thoughts on the next 5 league games. I do think 10 points is an absolute must. 2 points per game is doable, in my opinion. Smash that like button for me. Let me know how many points you think we're going to get down in the video comments. If you're new to my channel, hit that sub button. I'm trying to hit 6k subs before the end of the year, and I'll see you guys in the next video.